Every day, thousands of students descend upon the York University campus. But if a deal between a workers' union and the university administration cannot be reached before the November 6th deadline, students will be faced with a strike that will cancel classes and throw the academic year into chaos. CUPE 3903 is the union which represents teaching assistants, graduate assistants, and contract faculty at York. They are currently negotiating a number of issues with the university, most notably job security, wages, and benefits. However, now their side is seeing a resolution just over the horizon.
The employer last made significant responses to us on September 16th, and we've continued to talk to them, tell them about our issues, and try and ask them to give us a fair deal. And so far, we're still waiting for a response from them.
To be honest with you, I think the likelihood of a strike at this point is probably greater than there not being one, but I hope to be proven wrong.
The union, among other things, is currently demanding a 15.6% wage increase, making the economy a hot topic at the bargaining table. The university's bottom line is shrinking every year, but the union says it's simply a matter of priorities.
It's difficult for us to find resolutions for some of the monetary issues in an economic climate where the university is already facing budgetary difficulties and in a climate where the government is not proposing to give us any more money anytime soon.
I think our wage demands are very reasonable, even in light of the current economic crisis. We've been hearing that a lot from the employer that, oh, this is a bad time financially and people are going to have to take a cut. But we don't feel it should be people in this university who are making $11,000 a year to live in the city of Toronto.
Since both sides are so far apart this close to the deadline, the university has offered to have any remaining issues left on the table go to binding arbitration.
What we have offered them is an opportunity to avoid going on strike and to go to binding arbitration, to allow a third party, an independent arbitrator, to decide the issues that remain in dispute between us.
Binding arbitration sounds like a good deal. Basically, the university's offered this because they know that it wouldn't work in our favor, and they're trying to use it to mobilize people against us.
Most students are concerned about how the looming strike will affect their education. It is expected that if the strike lasts longer than 2 weeks, an extension of the winter term will be necessary.
Obviously, it'll mess us up in terms of when we're finished the second semester of the school year as well. Know like how I'm going to handle it with work as well. Thinking already of if I'm going to call in work and ask for some more shifts, maybe work part-time until the pending strike's over.
It is our tuition, we paid for the education, but if the TA go on strike, we kind of and we don't get any benefit from that.
Universities should work it out to prevent this from happening, because overall the people who are suffering are the people that they're trying to serve, which are the students.
The York University Students Association is standing behind the union and encouraging students not to cross the picket lines.
CUPE 3903 is a union filled with students, and they're not receiving a fair deal.
In the event of a strike, picket lines will be set up and will delay traffic going in or out of the campus. It is also expected that the TTC will respect the picket line and drop commuters off at the edge of campus. It is impossible to predict what movement at the bargaining table, if any, will be made to avoid a strike. Graduate Students Association President Kelly Holloway says her union will be preparing for all scenarios.
We are prepared for a lockout, we're prepared for a strike, we're prepared for a fair bargaining session where we get a contract that we want. We have to be very flexible right now.
As the strike deadline approaches, onlookers are hoping that both sides have learned from history and can avoid a repeat of the 2000 strike, which held up the campus for 76 days and pushed the winter semester back to late May. Reporting from York University's Kiel campus, I'm Scott McLean for Excalibur.